गरीब आवाम वाली गरीब बेचारी फटे हुए चप्पल, टूटे कपड़े, and all those things. I'm the editor-in-chief of a magazine called CIO. CIO is a business technology magazine. I'm not here to talk about the magazine. For those of you who are interested in finding out, you're more than welcome to go to the website, and I'm sure you'll find little pamphlets which will give you a URL. I'm a technology journalist, and one of the things that we've been doing for the past 10 or 12 years is interacting with the industry, जो हमारी पाकिस्तान की IT industry है. अच्छा, अब एक बहुत बड़ा मसला इसमें आता है. हम इंडस्ट्री के साथ जब बातचीत करते हैं तो इंडस्ट्री वाले कहते हैं कि हमारा इनटेक बहुत वीक है, क्योंकि जो बच्चे स्कूल्स और यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं, they don't understand anything about Pakistan, they don't understand anything about the industry, and they're extremely fresh and almost useless when we hire them. दूसरी तरफ अगर हम आपके HODs और आप लोगों से जब बात करते हैं, तो we understand, we get to hear that भाई इंडस्ट्री कभी उन्होंने इंटरेस्ट लिया ही नहीं है, तो फिर आप क्या बात करेंगे? You don't know anything, you don't know what our issues are. हमें internships करनी है. If I'm a girl, which I am, I can't do a job. Internet क्या है? पाकिस्तान में कुछ हो नहीं रहा है. So on and so forth. So one of the things that we've been doing for a number of years is this series called Campus Conversations. In fact, a couple of months ago, we came to CBN, and we invited people from the industry who we call our panelists. अब चूँकि वो लोग senior हैं, and they obviously earned the experience and they have a right to be known as the industry, we make them sit in front of you. But the purpose of these sessions is not for them to sit and tell you everything they know. That's not what we're here for. So this is not a traditional seminar. What happens is I will remove myself and I'm going to be in the audience. They have been instructed to poke you with questions. Your HOD and your president, young man, raise your hand. He's also been instructed to ask you to ask them as many questions as you want. Where you don't ask a question, I will jump in, and I will ask questions on your behalf. Where the industry fades, I will ask questions on their behalf to you. Okay? So this is meant to be an interactive session. My panelists here are here to answer your questions and guide you. By the end of this entire discussion, we would like the panelists to make a commitment to you. Whether it's to, and I'll give you a couple of examples later on, because soon if I keep on going. But I'm extremely grateful to two entities who provided their support for Campus Conversations. These events are not very easy for us to do, but much before I introduce my panelists to you, I'd like to extend my thanks to Rabia Nizami from Nokia. So Rabia, if you can stand up. Nokia is doing something very, very exciting, and they've been very gracious in extending their support towards Campus Conversations, which is why she's going to tell you a little bit about what role Nokia has to do with all of you and why she's going to. So that's a brief presentation. I'd also like to extend my thanks to an association, a forum, Pasha. I don't know how many of you have heard of Pasha, but we keep posting material up about Pasha. Pasha is the Pakistan Software Houses Association. The president of the association is always extremely helpful. She was there the last time we were here at CBN. She's unable to be here today, but at least we have somebody from the CEC or the Central Executive Committee to also kind of talk to you about what opportunities there are for jobs and careers and so on and so forth. So we'll introduce our panelists a little later, but for right now I'd like you to give a big round of applause to Rabia Nizami, who is the team lead at Nokia, and you have to give us an applause a little bit bigger than that.
Give you guys, raise up your hands. Not all of you are from ID.
Okay. Because I was just thinking that probably it's a mix of students from business and IT. So if I can just quickly understand so that I can tame down my language accordingly and not be very technical, right? So how many have you heard about OB? So it's a good number. So I mean, probably whatever words I was using in this presentation, it was not in you, and I don't have to go into this. So let's talk about why you need to create, or what is the reason for you basically justify a creation for anything, or any application, or any tool for home, which is an app. We have different categories on App Store, and that talks about culture, social, just like we tag very much social with the Facebook, okay? But there are multiple other channels talking social on the digital network. Then we have video category, gaming, art, and then music as well. Music is not very popular in Pakistan through the App Store channels though, but yet we like to see some contribution from the local market towards the music category. We have 190 million active Nokia users globally. And that means not only the App Store users, but we have users for messaging, social network, and then people who download applications from the Nokia App Store, which is called Go. There are 2011 approximate total mobile app downloaded is 17 billion. These are some of the numbers which are global numbers. Certainly, I will go into the later part of the presentation and will share these numbers on Pakistan, which are more closer to home. And we have 99 operators in 29 countries. Consumers can browse and purchase content from OpenStore in more than 190 countries. We have 90% of the daily traffic to OpenStore is voice download, which means people who visit basically our app store, they do basically do.
On behalf of the management and Club ID, I would like to welcome all the honorable guest speakers, Mr. Yusuf Jan, CEO of Music Technology, Mr. Sheikh Nizami, CEO of Corporate, and Ms. Rabia Nizami, Solutions Manager. After the first successful series of CIO Campus Conversation 2010, the second tour of CIO Campus Conversation South Tour 2011 is on the way. Now, I would like to call Ma'am Rabia Zaid, someone who doesn't need an introduction, and someone I admire the most. So please come up on stage.
All right. Thank you very much for another warm welcome. Once again, this is not meant to be just a place where they talk. The stuff that Rabia has laid down the precedents for, it's extremely important because it will benefit your university, and you as students get hands-on experience, which is not very good. So, without any further ado, what's going to happen now is this. I'm going to ask each of the panelists to give you a very, very brief introduction of who they are and why they are here. So, a little bit about their company, because these are the potential people who will actually be hiring you or interacting with you when you get into the audience. So since Yusuf Saab, you were here at 2:46 p.m., 1:46 p.m. If I could please ask you to give yourself an introduction.
Okay. Assalamualaikum. My name is Yusuf Jan. I am co-founder of a company called Mixit. In Pakistan, it's called Mixit Technologies Private Limited. Basically, it's a USA-based, New York-based Wall Street technology firm. Mixit is a provider of very high-end trading technologies and a very robust global routing network, very similar to what Reuters does or Bloomberg does. Those are two of the global companies that we compete with. And so what we do is we provide trading technology and a global order routing network to the big brokerage houses, the big investment banks of the world, like CSFB, JP Morgan Chase, Goldman Sachs. We also provide connectivity to basically every liquidity destination. By that I mean all the stock exchanges, the New York Stock Exchange, the NASDAQ, the AMEX, SIBO, there's about 70 such institutions which are ECNs, exchanges, algorithmic destinations, dark pools across America, across South America, across the globe that we have an electronic handshake with, and then the global financial institutions using Mixit as a service bureau would transact their orders on these destinations. Mixit is very proud where we have all of our development. It's a very globally recognized trading platform and a product-based company. All of our technology has been written for the last 9-10 years out of Karachi. So we are very proud that our engineering team is from universities just like yours. We've got about 100 people in Karachi that work for us and write all of this global technology, write it, maintain it, enhance it, and support it in real time. Basically, that's I think my short introduction about Mixit. I also, since Rabia mentioned PASHA, which is the Pakistan Software House Association, until a little while ago, for the last year, I was chairman of PASHA, and which is the representative body of all the IT companies in Pakistan. And I'm here as, I guess, wearing two hats as a representative of PASHA and as a founder of Mixit.
What do you think of your wearing a hat?
Yeah, it's there, but you don't see it. It's virtual.
Okay, a virtual hat. So, Rabia, we already know. You want to give a brief intro of yourself again?
I would rather not give my introduction, it's already covered, but I would rather focus on why am I here. It's basically Nokia in Pakistan is taking a partnership with all the leaders and the organizations to work with for different solutions, for different apps, for you being a contributor to build applications for yourself, for Nokia Pakistan as well. Good partnerships, and that is not required that you should be from an organization. You could be self-employed as well, you could be freelancer, and be ready to engage in all those who are interested in partnership with us.
Can I get a quick introduction from Shoaib?
My name is Shoaib Nizami. I am CEO of Cortex. Cortex is an identity that is starting in Pakistan, and we are purely focusing on collaborative solutions in Pakistan. It's a Karachi-based company, and most of the customers are in Pakistan, Middle East, and the US. And this is the second CIO connection implementation where we are in. Last time we were in with Western University, and during campus connection.
Yeah. Shoaib Saab fought and won. He was the industry representative that won for those of you who attended the campus connections that we had about a month ago. Now, I want to ask the students a couple of questions because and I'm going to pose the same question to the industry. How many of you here have ever done an internship? Okay, put your hand up. How many of you here, except for you, sir? मैं बच्चों से बात कर रही थी, but वो भी करेगा. How many of you here are currently working or have ever worked? Okay, and can the internship people please raise your hands again? Can I just ask you, what was your experience? Where did you do your internship, if you want to talk to us about that? Or what was your experience? Rather, how did you approach the internship?
I worked in Sinat So basically, the type of technology that providing university, that these are key technologies that require not working currently on this technology. And the industry people are working in other technologies that are currently in like Java and So basically, there is a huge difference between universities study and in when we go out for work and when we work in industry, there is a huge difference for this. So how can industry people can manage this gap or or someone can organize these type of events that these gaps can be filled?
So I guess the question, Mazhar, so I guess what Mazhar is asking is how do you establish a benchmark for universities so that they know, their students know that when they go into the job market that that's what they're going to get. I mean, anyone can.
To establish a benchmark. Well, we're, I guess, in one way, is doing what we're doing, and we keep doing it to get more one-on-one with the future employees. That's one way. The other way is, of course, it all depends on the employer, on the, on our future needs, how comfortable we are that the universities or the graduates coming out of the colleges and universities will be of a caliber that is satisfactory for us, or we feel that there is a demand and supply situation which will not work, and so we have to be a little bit more aggressive and do a lot of these efforts to sort of convey this is what you need to be and this is what you need to do to be able to be very successful in your things.
एक वैसे मैंने बहुत गलत सा सवाल पूछा था. I should have actually started off by asking this the question I want to ask. Now I'm going to come back to you. I know you can follow up. How many of you sitting here think that there's any potential to get a job or for a future staying in Pakistan? Raise your hand. All right, I'm going to ask you to comment why. But before I ask you to comment, is that correct? I mean, even 25% just raised their hand. It was very sad. So are there any opportunities in Pakistan for these kids to get jobs once they graduate?
There are so many opportunities in Pakistan for all these graduates. Because if you are not working in Pakistan and thinking to start working abroad, it's not going to work. Trust me. Then you need to get some experience within your country. Because whenever you go out of Pakistan, they will ask you what's your experience. They'll never go what you get from your university. They always ask for your experience. So you should get some experience in Pakistan first, then go abroad. It's going to have, you will get so many perks and different good salaries in abroad. But there are good salaries in Pakistan too. If you're comparing your salaries with abroad, then you have to look for the expenses you will have in abroad.
Okay. Can you raise your hand for those of you who think that there is a future in Pakistan? Why do you think there's no future in Pakistan? He doesn't know if Pakistan is going through. So Pakistan is going through an economic crisis. He doesn't know if there will be a Pakistan when he graduates or not. Anyone else who thinks that there is a future in Pakistan? Why do you think there's no future in Pakistan? Anyone else who thinks that there's a future in Pakistan? There is a future in Pakistan. You young lady, why don't you think that there's no future? Why didn't you raise your hand? Okay. आप future लग रहा है नहीं लग रहा? लग रहा है. बहुत जोर का लग रहा है. Anyone else? Do you think there is or there isn't? I need somebody who thinks there isn't. How many of you think that there is a future in Pakistan for jobs? Think that Why do you think there is a future?
Because there are a lot of companies, examples are coming in Pakistan, and I think we are the new nation and we have a lot of potential in every field because we need a manufacturing plant in Pakistan and a lot of things which we can do in order to flourish our country. That's what I think.
Okay, I need one more comment from somebody who thinks there is a future in Pakistan.
I think there is a future in Pakistan because Pakistan being a very young nation, there's so many sectors that we have to touch. When we talk about infrastructure being saturated with BBS and MBS, why not starting your own thing? Be an entrepreneur. I mean, you can just go out. There's so many things that we have to look into in the education sector.
qualified people. Is that correct?
Three of us sitting here are from IT industry, not from any business industry. It's an IT industry, and most of the students and most of the employees who are working for us, they are from IT industry, not MBAs and BBAs. They are mostly BCAs or from engineering department. So there is future for IT graduates as well. It's not saturated with MBAs and BBAs. BBAs and MBAs, they are the requirement of business. They are in IT sectors like 10 to 15% for business development and sales. That's it. And like 80 to 85%, those are who are graduate from IT industries or engineering department. They are working for IT industry.
Rabia,
These students, themselves, they're saying that the industry is saturated by MBAs and BBAs. If it's true, then probably the universities are itself, or the students itself, they are being MBAs and BBAs. So I don't think industry, what options we have as an industrial or as an employer. Then on top of it, when we go for technical specifications to hire any individual, we don't get too many good stuff. And it's not to getting to the university, it's not to getting to the industry. We give opportunities as an employer, as an industry, but we don't get that focus on. So let's not blame the other side.
right, obviously we're not here to have a blame game. वो तो accusation मैंने ऐसे ही चला दिया था. But essentially थोड़ा बेहतर समझने के लिए कि मसला क्या है, क्या इनको मिल सकती है opportunities या हमें नहीं मिल सकती. यूसुफ साहब आप कुछ कहेंगे?
Well, I believe there is a future, or even if we look at the current phase, there are opportunities. Definitely, there is a future. But again, even if Pakistan was not in a fiscal crisis, or if Pakistan was in a growth mode, you must remember that it's going to be the future, and even right now, it's all about substance. You need to have substance in whatever you are doing. Hype in itself, or will not work. It's a very, of course, because of technology, because of internet, it's a very global village. So although it's a large world, it's a very small world. There are no distances anymore. तो आप लोगों को अपने फ्यूचर के लिए मेरे लिए तो buzzword है substance. You have to be full of substance in whatever you are doing. You have to be full of passion in whatever you are doing. Your job or your profession literally has to be your hobby. अगर वो आपकी hobby नहीं है, if you don't wake up every morning wanting to do what the business you are in or the career you are in, you will not really be considered in the top, I would say 5 on the percentile globally. So substance will sell, everything else will basically walk.
My question is still same. Substance तो है जैसे कि हमें यहाँ से पता चल गया जैसे question से कि software industry तरक्की कर रही है, growth कर रही है. लेकिन जो industries यहाँ से growth कर रही है, वो असल में society को benefit भी देती है, जो कि दूसरी countries में वो जैसे कि देती है और देना चाहिए. जैसे कि यहाँ पे जो industries हैं, उन्हें technology का जो latest technology है, वो institute तक provide करनी चाहिए, ताकि students के दरमियान वो जो gap है, कुछ इस टाइप की competitions करवाएं, ताकि वो gap किसी तरह से reduce हो सके. क्या वो लेटेस्ट टेक्नोलॉजीज किसी तरह हम यूनिवर्सिटी का और यूनिवर्सिटीज के स्टाफ है उसके साथ सेट करके डिस्कशन होगा कि उसकी टेक्नोलॉजी का जो है वो किस तरह
See, this is a recent industry now coming to university. We want to talk about what's happening in the industry side and what frequently campus conversation is looking at. Unfortunately, I'm not being negative, but हमारे पास ऐसी ट्रेनिंग आती है एंड वन वर्कशॉप आते हैं जिसके अंदर हम थ्रू CIO या थ्रू पाशा we do approach different universities to nominate the best students they want to send for these trainings. We have recently done a workshop and through Pasha we have sent invites to different universities to nominate 5 key students from their university. Or the few who are sitting in this hall did attend that session. There were only 5 students Can you imagine that? हमने 10 seats रखी हुई थी और 5 हमने consider किया था कि अगर चले सारी universities भी turn down करें तो at least 10 good students will be there who we can train and contribute towards giving them the new technology and to make them aware what's happening in the industry. But there were only 5 students from the entire Karachi get here.
The question to you as a follow-up to what Mazhar is saying, Mazhar as a student, he says that industry should play more of a role and come and help students कि ये चीज़ें हो रही है industry में. Obviously आप लोगों को पता है, आप benchmarks बनाएं, आप हमें help करें. The question I have to you is, do you think students or the universities are even interested in actually reaching out to you, sitting through seminars, because these then become technical seminars, knowledge sharing sessions? Yusuf Sahab, Yashwari, if you can share, but don't answer the question now, I have another question here.
One question is regarding lecturing. We are the students of business and we want to train ourselves in order to get ourselves trained in a better way. So we want to work like in different companies, organizations in order to train ourselves in a better way. But the companies or the corporations are not willing to train. When we are going into the industry, they say you don't have experience. So where we get the experience from?
Well, I think last time I was here, the second question I have, or you're doing something wrong. जो employer है, जो industry है, वो कोई गलत नहीं करता. If I'm sitting in my office, I've got 100 people working for me. There are CEOs who've got 5,000 people working for them. Right? Obviously, उनको अपनी demand और supply situation को manage करना है, और उनके goals हैं, और उनकी जो needs हैं, वो या तो satisfy हो रही, अगर नहीं हो रही, and if that is resulting in the loss to that company, the company's key management will be out there aggressively, trying to fill in the gap and do whatever needs to be done to get the resources in, right? And so that they can get their business going and have their business grow. अगर वो आप तक नहीं आ रहे हैं तो उनको आपकी ज़रूरत नहीं है. अगर आप उन तक नहीं अपना पहुंच पा रहे हैं तो you are doing something wrong. You need to be smarter. You need to stand out more. You need to be more aggressive. You need to somehow convince me that I am missing something by not having you guys in my organization. Right? अगर मैं आप तक नहीं आ रहा तो मुझे आपकी ज़रूरत नहीं है उस वक्त. मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हमेशा के लिए. But I must be, meeting all my targets. जो भी मेरे growth plans हैं, जो भी मेरे local plans हैं, international plans हैं, अगर वो meet हो रहे हैं, इसका मतलब है और youngsters हैं आप जैसे, who are doing the right thing and who are filling in my अपना employment role. You got to think hard कि यार हम यहाँ बैठे हुए CBM के अंदर, कैफेटेरिया के अंदर जो बैठे हुए, I don't know, गप्पे लगा रहे हैं या चाय पी रहे हैं. What are we doing wrong? कि अगर हमें internship चाहिए या अगर हमें job चाहिए तो why aren't we being selected? Why aren't we being noticed? The burden is all on you.
Sadly enough, it is on you, is what you are saying, right?